Hi, I'm Sasha Kingston. I'm a visual artist based in South Wales and welcome to my studio. I'm going to be talking to you about my work and also about the lovely project that you're going to be able to do at home. So firstly, I'll just give you a little bit of background information about myself. I did an art foundation course in Cardiff quite a long time ago now, and then I did a 3-year degree course in Liverpool, and then I did an MA at the Royal College of Art in London where I did constructed textiles. So presently I have my work showing in a joint exhibition in the Makers Guild in Wales with Nick Davis and Jane Walker, and the exhibition is called Standing Still, and it's all inspired by the Jurassic coastline. So I was so excited when I knew I was going to be having this exhibition because I was brought up in Lantwit, and I've spent many family experiences down at the coast on Lantwit Beach. So what I'm going to show you are some of my photographs that I've taken which have inspired me for this whole project. So I have quite a lot here, and I've made them a little bit bigger for you to see. So there's lots of photographs that I've taken of the rocks, looking at the different shapes and the patterns. I love the colours, which is quite significant in my work. Lots of different circular pieces as well. So when you do get to see the work at the Makers Guild, you will see that there's a lot of the pieces are circular. So to start off with, from the photographs, I would then keep a sketchbook going. So I'm just going to show you, I've got lots of different types of drawings. I've got some printed elements in here, things made out of paper, and lots of more drawings, photographs. So everything that I'm doing in this sketchbook is leading towards final outcomes for the exhibition. Since the exhibition has been up, I've continued in this book, and I'm coming up with lots more ideas for other pieces, which is very exciting. So I'm looking at other artists as well, which has been an inspiration. So it's very good when you are keeping a sketchbook going. Take photographs, use as many different materials as you have at home. So this is looking now at different ideas for final pieces. Apart from keeping a big book like this, which usually stays at the studio, I also keep a smaller sketchbook going like this, which I can carry in my bag. And so if I go see an exhibition, I can sort of write about it and write about things that I like. So that's that. So the next thing I want to show you is the exciting project that you're going to be doing. So it's going to be a concertina book. So it all folds up like this, so it can be of any size, and each part of this concertina book has got a different element of a technique that I've used somewhere along the line in my studio, using different inks and printing techniques. But this is something that I'm going to be showing you in my next film. So for now, thank you for joining me at my studio, and enjoy. So you're going to be making one of these concertina books that I've got here, which, like I showed you on the other film, it folds up, okay, a bit like a zigzag. So to start off with, what you will need is a long piece of paper or card, doesn't matter what's on paper, and then what you're going to do is you're going to get a ruler and you're going to measure equal distances across here. When you've got that, you're then going to fold it along those lines, which you can use a ruler to make the folds, which makes your concertina book. So that is your cover. Then what you'll need to do, so you can leave that there, what I've done is I've cut 6 squares like this, and on each of those squares I'm going to be using a different media. So the first one, which is I'm going to use here, so I've got a selection of materials, and what I'm going to do on the first one, I'm just going to wet the surface like that. And then I've got one of these pen nibs here. If you haven't got that, you can use a thin brush. So I'm just going to make some marks on the paper. And if you want to, you can add a little bit more water if you want it to run a bit more, like that. Okay. So you're getting a different sort of mark, like that. Okay, and that can be the first one. So just have a little play with the materials. So the second one here is, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use a Quink ink. All right, so Quink ink with, if you use a little bit of bleach, make sure you water it down. So I'm going to put a little bit of water on here again. So so it's wet on wet basically. So I'm putting water onto the paper, and then just wash that. And then I'm going to use the Quink ink, and I'll just do this. I like my circles. I've got quite a lot of circles in my work. The different marks I can see on the rocks. And then I'm going to get a thinner brush, and then if you can see, it does slightly go that sort of yellowy, sort of brown colour, so you're getting a slightly different look like that. Okay, if I got another piece of paper, what you can do on the other one is, I'm going to try another Quink ink one. So I'm doing my little shapes, some marks. So obviously you'll be looking at some of the photographs of the coast, okay? And then if you just have a look again, and then, so just be very careful with the bleach, you don't want to get it on your clothes. And I've got another pencil here, which is like a water soluble pencil, and you can make other marks sort of on top, like that. Okay. So it's just different ways of making marks and using all sorts of materials that you might have. Now I'm going to quickly show you how to do a little bit of printing. So what I've got, just put the lid on that. So I've got a paint. You can use ink. I've got like it's a water mixable paint I've got, but you can use any sort of paint really. And with a sponge, I'm just going to put some ink onto the surface of this, and then I'm going to lay that on top, and then using a dry sponge, I'm just going to press down onto the surface. And what you'll find is you're going to get a little pattern like that. And then what you can do on that, then you could use some ink again, making some marks over the top. Let's use maybe a brush, maybe better. So you're just making different marks onto the surface. And I might use a nice big graphite stick here, so you can make other marks onto the top here. Okay, so I just want you to really experiment with any sort of media that you've got. So don't worry if you haven't got all of these. Okay, so then you've got another one. Obviously I'm doing it a little bit quicker than I would be usually. So another one is what you could do is I've got a feather, and if you put the ink onto the feather, and then I'm going to press that onto there, and then I'm going to get a piece of paper this time and just rub on the top. And so what you're going to do is you get a little print of a feather, okay? And then I'm going to use this pencil, and I'm just looking at the marks. I've got the marks of the pebbles in front of me here, so I'll just show you the pebble here. So you'll just do the marks over the top. So it's just about sort of feeling the mark that you're using, and just enjoying it really. So you've got another one. So when you've got, you maybe have about 6, because I've done 6 here. So play around with the different materials. Then what I want you to do, when they are dry, you're going to have to cut them onto here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut these a little bit smaller, okay, and then you would attach them onto your cover. And obviously you can take a little bit more time than I am here. And maybe just cut this one. I'm just going to glue that on right here. And yeah, it's a bit wet. So this one, you might even want to rip it through the middle. Okay. And then you could place that on there. And you might want to take a bit of this one, so you have something slightly different. That can maybe go maybe on the side. It's not going to stick because it's a bit wet. Let's put a bit more glue, like that. Okay, so eventually what you'll get to do is you basically finish the whole of your concertina book like this. And what you can do, I'll get the other one because that's a little bit wet, but like with this one, this is what I had done. So you'll find that you'll have this little book like that, okay, and you could always do it on the other side if you want to, but you'll end up making a beautiful concertina book of all the different media that you can play around with, that you've got with all the materials that you've got at home. Okay, so I hope you enjoy that, and yeah, thank you, bye.